Good day. My name is Saure from BSIT 1E. For today's video, I'm going to show you on how to create a C++ program, and I am using now a CXX app. So first program is the write a C++ program that prompts the user to input the integer values and find the greatest value of the three values using if statement. So if statement, it is a programming conditional statement that if prove true performs a function or displays information. So it works by checking the expression to see whether a condition is met and retains a value based on the output obtained. So now, let's type all the source code that you will input all your program needs so that it will run and error at all. So now, let's start. So this is our first program. So we have number include, less than sign, to open the file name which is the IO stream, and then close it by greater than sign. So IO stream is a file that contains code that allows a C++ program to display output to the screen and take input from the keyboard. The second line is the number include, less than sign, cstdlib, and then greater than sign. So this header file declares the set of general purpose functions, including the dynamic memory management, random, num regeneration, and many more. Line 1 and line 2 is the inclusion of the header. So we use using namespace, std, or standard commands, and then semicolon, so that when we are about to run a program to point something, this will let the computer know the code for the cout and cin functionalities. And we also have int main open and close parentheses because our function needs to return some integer of the end of the execution, and we do this by returning 0 of the end of the program. And by opening this method, we need opening brace. So this part is the main method of our program. So int is a fundamental variable type built into the compiler and used to define numeric variables holding whole numbers. So we'll declare num1, num2, num3 as a variable. So we use cout to produce our prompt that is usually displayed on the screen, and then cin, which is our input. So it is used to accept the input from the standard and input device in order to receive a stream of characters. So we have if open parenthesis num1 greater than or equal to num2, and we have here logical operator. So it is a Boolean operator used to perform a logical conjunction into expressions 1, expression 2. This operator will return a value of true if both its operands are true and false otherwise. Then space num1 greater than or equal to num3. Then our output statement, cout insertion operator, and quote and literal string, that this is the largest number. And then colon and quote, insertion operator, num1, then just repeat and just change the other variable like num2 into num3. Then we have the return exit, underscore, success, semicolon. The exit and the success, it should be on a capital letter. And then lastly, the closing brace to close the program. So now let's check if our program is okay, or it has an error by tapping the symbol play, which is for run. So let's run. So let's say 10, 30, and 25. So that the largest number is 30. So we are done in our first program, and so that we proceed on our next program, which is the same with our first program. But in this program, we will be using conditional operators to find the greatest value of the three values. So conditional operator is also known as ternary operator. It is called the ternary operator because it takes three arguments. So we have first condition, second, and third is value. The conditional operator talk the condition. If the condition is true, it will return second value. If condition is false, then it will return third value. And now we may begin our second program. here is our second program. So we have here the number include less than iostream greater than sign, then number include less than cstdlib greater than sign, then using namespace std semicolon and int main closing open parentheses. So we also have our prompt cout insertion operator, quote input the 3 integers value colon and quote semicolon, and our input statement the cin extraction operator, num1 extraction operator, num2 extraction operator, num3 semicolon. Then we also have our process, the gs equal to the conditional or ternary operator. Then our output statement, the cout insertion operator, quote the greatest value among 3 integers is quote insertion operator, gtest, and the semicolon. Then we also have the return exit underscore success and semicolon, then last is the closing brace. And now let's run our program again. So input the 3 integers value. So let's say 20, 15, and 10. Wait. Yeah. Let's say 20, 15, and 12. So say that the greatest value among 3 integers is 20. And now we proceed on our next program. Write a program that will determine a student's grade. The program will read 3 types of scores: quiz, midterm exam, and lab exercises, and determine the grade based on the following rules. In this program, I use the nested if statement. So it is a if-else statement with more than one else if. Nested if statement means that if statement insert another statement, and yes, both C and C++ allows us to nested if statement within if statements. A function inside of another allows you to test and move to float criteria and increases the number of possible outcomes. And now, let us begin our third program. So we have here a number include less than IO string, and then greater than sign number include less than CSTD lib, greater than sign using namespace, STD or standard, and then semicolon. We have int main, open and close parenthesis, opening brace, and then the data type int, and the variables, the quiz, lab, exam, and then the semicolon. The data type float and variable grade. And then we also have our for prompt, which is the entire score in quiz, lab, and exam. And then our C in functionalities, or our input statement, the quiz, lab, and exam. So we have the process, which is grade equal to quiz multiplied by 0.30 plus lab multiplied by 0.30 plus exam multiplied by 0.40. And we have here the grade and description of grades. So we have if, open parenthesis, grade greater than or equal to 0, and grade less than or equal to 74, and then close parenthesis, and then the opening brace, then C out, insertion operator, quote, and then F, and oops, sorry, you failed, then quote, insertion operator, and line, and then semicolon. Closing brace, then you will repeat it and change other literal string. So we have else here, and then opening brace, and then C out, insertion operator, and then quote, then oops, error, and then quote, insertion operator, and line, and semicolon. And then the return, exit, and then underscore success, and then semicolon, and then the closing brace, and that's run. So enter your score in quiz, 95, okay, and then enter your score in lab, 95, enter your score in exam, 100, then, oh, look, your grade is 97, look, your grade is 97, and then A, outstanding, program finished. We are done in our third program. Now, let's go to the last program. Write a C++ program that will print the following output using loop, for, while, or do while, and switch statement. So in this program, I use the for do and switch statement. So for do is repetition, control structure that allows you to efficiently write a loop that needs to execute a specific number of times. While switch statement allows the variable to be tested for equality against a list of values, and each value is called a case, and variable be switched on is checked for each case. So let's begin our last program. So, this is our last program. As we can see, we have the number include less than iostream, greater than sign, number include less than sign, CSTDlib, and then greater than sign. And using namespace, std or standard, and then semicolon, the int main, open and close parenthesis, and then opening brace. And data type int, and the variable daynum. So we have the four open parenthesis, daynum, and then equal to 1 semicolon, daynum, and then less than or equal to 7, and then semicolon, and then daynum, and plus, and close parenthesis, and then the switch, and the variable daynum, opening brace again. We have case 1, cout, insertion operator, and then the quote 1, dash, Sunday, and then unquote, insertion operator, and then endline, and semicolon. We have break, semicolon, we have case 2, case 3, case 4, case 5, case 6, and lastly, we have the default, called default. Cout, insertion operator, quote 7 dash, Saturday, unquote, insertion operator, endline, semicolon, and then break, semicolon, and then the closing brace, and then return exit, underscore success, semicolon, and then the closing brace again. So, let's see if our last program is correct. Let's run.
Viking Zilla. Stay up to the time.